I would like to talk about another band that you play in. Yeah, let's see, where's my props? This is the Jenna Torturers.
Whoa!
Oh, represent. So I grew up listening to the Genitorturers. Oh, can't display that photo. Yeah. Trying to keep it PG-13 here, even though the subject matter might get a little adult.
There's no live blurs.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, maybe I have a finger.
I don't even know what's under that finger, but cool.
Oh, well, you can guess.
Okay.
This came out in 1993. I've been listening to these guys, for 25 years or something like that. My brother had some of these CDs when I was growing up, so it was just thrilling to know that you play with them now. Tell me a little bit about the Genitorturers for anyone who doesn't know who they are.
Genitorturers. Industrial metal from the 90s, shock rock.
Shock rock.
Ran with all of the best and brightest of the field and the genre back in the day. No scrubs. Only the best producers, best musicians, and only the best stage show. Undoubtedly undisputed. You don't really get much worse than a Genitorture show in the versions of shock rock, and in the best ways possible. By the way.
Yeah. What kind of theme, like for someone who's never seen the Genitorturers, what would they expect, or maybe at least traditionally back in the day?
Well, if you've never seen the Genitorturers or even heard them, I would say, think kind of that Rob Zombie power, but with a female singer who owns it, and their live piercings, live humiliation.
Look at
my
props.
Live theatrics throughout the entire show. You got fire breathers, you got stilt walkers, you got people from hooks hanging above your head. The list goes on. You got people that just volunteer themselves. And, back in the day, a lot more stuff used to happen on stage. Today, it's a crowd participation willing. Plus, we always got everybody. We got the band. The band's tight. We got performers. Definitely somebody helping out all the time on tour to make sure that the stage show has that active participation happening while the band's playing. And Jen, she's definitely the ringleader of all of it.
Yes.
She's totally pro. She brings it every night for all these years. She owns it. Definitely proud to be in the band. Can't believe I've been in the band almost 11 years for sure now. I don't know.
Wow.
When I start counting, I could maybe start calling it 12. First time I heard about the band, not that you asked, was I was in a Best Buy with my friend.
When's the first time you heard the band?
I was in a Best Buy with my friend, and he's just like, oh, this band. He's like, people that like this kind of band and this music might like this band too. And I was like, oh, cool. But anyway, I actually loved it. And then went and saw it live, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And let's dive a little deeper too.
Sure.
Husband and wife. We have David Vincent of Morbid Angel, co-writing alongside these great musicians, alongside his wife Jen Vincent. And they've had a couple great guitarists. Currently, Eric Griffin has been playing guitar for longer than I've been in the band at this point, steadily.
Yeah, he told me at the convention that it's the longest running band he's ever been in at this point, which is impressive because that guy is in a lot of bands too.
Yeah.
I saw him for the first time in the Murder Dolls.
Precisely.
In 2002? Yeah, Valerie was there with me.
Yeah. We got Chris DK on drums. He's a powerhouse. I remember the first time I played with him, I was like, oh, this guy signs off. We're good. And been good. You know, he's definitely been in the band a decade
Wow.
more as well. You know, he's right up there with me. And, you know, so.
I know you're not the ringleader, but is there like any news rumbling since the band got back together to do these shows recently?
Like, as far as more shows coming up, like, yeah,
Anything that you
yeah, Jen's definitely gonna do her shows, you know. Usually happens around spooky time of the year, normally.
Oh, nice.
It
October tour?
yeah, around fall, you know.
Nice.
It really depends on what gets thrown on the table. If, you know, some opportunities come up, you always kind of gauge the situation, and you know, if something looks viable or for easy to get people together, then you know, why not? Plus, she's so busy on her own. She's down in Tampa, got Castle. Shout out to the Castle.
Tampa, where my brother lives now.
Yeah, there you go. Best goth club in the country right there.
Yeah, I'd like to go see some Tampa goth stuff. I know that's like classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So fun.
You know,
And this band, they're very well respected in the shock rock community, I learned, because I'm gonna, of course, lead into what I'm doing, this documentary, The Life and Slimes of Dookie Flyswatter and Haunted Garage.
whoa.
I want to lead into that by playing a little bridge into that. This is a segue. I'm going to share some exclusive footage of an interview I did with Hunter Jackson, who is one of the founders of Gwar.
Whoa.
And, oh, is he in here? He's got to be in here somewhere. Anyways. And then so, a little clip from an interview with Dookie himself, but done what, maybe 2000, sometime in the 2000s. So check it out. Learning how to do it on the fly.
This real fervor at the time about shock rock, how bad it was for the kids. Tipper Gore was this politician's wife somewhere in the South, and she got on the bandwagon and started naming bands that she hated and stuff. The Mentors were number one. There was a backlash from the kids that wanted to go to see those kind of shows, and sometimes when they would ban things, it would, you know, be like, this is the band you should go see.
Yeah.
I would say the Mentors is probably big, and Gigi Allen. Everybody was talking about Gigi Allen. The Dwarves, that was another one. Genitorturers, that was one I mentioned before. They're kind of like a shock rock band, sort of, with all the live piercing and stuff. Even though they're just doing it through the holes they already have, and acting like it's the first time. But that's all still cool. Man, in Atlanta, there were some of the coolest S&M clubs where you would go and see these shows they would do that was so much fun during that time period too. That I don't know what it's like now.
But do you feel like
I don't even know if bands like Karen Black are still around or anything like that, or Genitorturers, but they were great.
shock rock royalty, Genitorturers, Haunted Garage, Gwar?
You know, I would say I actually just saw him in person recently.
Yes, I would love to ask you about that. Tell me about that.
Oh, just, you know, I happen to have a job that's just a little more behind the scenes than normal anyway. You know, I wasn't like talking to him, but you know, I was in his presence many hours of the day. But I don't, you know, I wasn't even talking. I wasn't like, hey, it's me hanging out with some Genitorturers, you know. But I guess I could have.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah, you could have, I'm sure.
but you know, I wouldn't spin like, hey man, it varies. They're not necessarily all fresh or like, you know.
I know, that was funny.
You know, it's every show.
Hey, it's okay. Gwar's not real either.
Yeah, right.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure somewhere they've gotten real blood mixed in with the fake blood, and
Well, Haunted Garage does, because they also did some live piercings and stuff like that.
true.
So they were both kind of doing that, I guess, around the same time, but independent of each other. And that's what's so great about all these different shock rock bands of the time. They all kind of grew out of their own scene, you know. Genitorturers is in Florida, and Gwar was in Richmond, Virginia, and Green Jello started in Buffalo, New York, technically. Haunted Garage was in LA. And then they all kind of found each other along the way and was like, oh, that's awesome. You do something kind of like me, but like your own way. So they weren't really competing with each other.
Like, share, subscribe.